Across Wisconsin last year, the DNR tracked nearly 100 ATV crashes, 11 of those fatal. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jade Henschel. Adam has the night off. And while not all of them involved alcohol, it played a role in the majority. News 9's Jimmy Sadowski has been digging deeper into how police across the Badger State are trying to tackle a problem with no easy fix.
All of us know, or should know, how bad an idea it is to get behind the wheel after you've been drinking. But the same can't be said for a pair of handlebars. That's because drunk driving on an ATV is actually treated differently in Wisconsin's law, and it's something that police are struggling with. When it comes to hitting the trails on a four-wheeler, things can feel pretty relaxed. The outdoors, weaving through the woods at high speed, just a fun getaway. But police are noticing a problem. With that fun comes a few drinks. Turns out the drivers and Wisconsin's laws are pretty lax when it comes to drinking and driving on a four-wheeler.
For one, it doesn't affect a driver's license, so it doesn't go on your Department of Transportation driving record. Where through the DNR, it's a forfeiture citation offense.
Right now, there's no effect on your license for a first offense OWI on an ATV. And for those in law enforcement, they enforce the laws and don't make them.
Will that change at some point in the future? That's really not up to law enforcement. That's a legislation issue or a concern that we don't have control over.
At its worst, ATV drunk driving could lead to trouble, like at the White Lake ATV Club. Sally Mulholland had to deal with that when I talked to them back in September.
This is incredible what they're doing. It's wrong, and I don't understand this.
Other than telling people not to drink and drive, what else can be done? Talk to your local ATV clubs and organizations to make sure you have a good understanding of the do's and don'ts. Many that took up the hobby during the pandemic didn't.
But then when people didn't have any background in it and didn't get connected with the club, that's where a lot of the I guess I would call less than ethical riding habits could happen.
Randy said he and WAFA are trying to work with the state to try and get the laws changed. But in the time being, some local police or sheriff's departments like Wood County also have classes to teach you the rules of the road. And while ATV and UTV season is over for the year, many of those same guidelines apply to snowmobiles too. Don't drive if you're not able. Any questions? Ask your local snowmobile club. And if you see any vandalism or criminal activity, report it. Live in studio, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.
Thanks, Jimmy.